Today, I'm going to talk about the current state of the market and a new investment that's already made me millions. So overall, the market is doing really well, but I've started to see certain players slow down in their price increases while others keep going up. And the players that are starting to slow down are the ones that were likely more obtainable before the most recent update. So an example of that would be Bellingham. He's up to 12.2, but he's only increased roughly 1 million coins in the past few days. Even someone like Maldini, who's up to about 29 million now, was about 27 a day or two ago, so he's definitely slowed down. And I think it's because a lot of people were able to pick him up in that 15 to 20 million coin range. But where things are different is someone like R9. He's now up to 46.5, 47 million coins. This is someone that most people couldn't purchase a week or two ago, but now after getting tons of coins can finally go after him, and there's way more demand for his card. But I should mention that this year I've found that the striker and center mid positions are so crucial for the gameplay, so having good players in those positions is really vital, which is why someone like Mbappe is still skyrocketing up to 54, 55 million coins when he was about 50 to 52 yesterday. And Hullet, his buy orders just keep stacking up at 31.4. Hopefully they update his price soon because he is an incredible card. 245 people trying to buy him. Another great pickup was Mateus, who I bought about 4 days ago for 23 million coins. He's now up to over 30 million, and I wish I bought more of them because the holding midfield role is actually so crucial for this game, especially if you're running a midfield with only 3 midfielders. So his price is definitely justified. I mean, great pace, great shooting, everything about him is incredible. And of course, as always, the really high rated cards that come out with new events will always go up in value. So Company came out at 40 million coins, and he's been slowly working his way up to almost 80 million coins now. I had an opportunity to buy him at about 60 and I didn't take it. I wish I did because this is a crazy price increase. Cards like this will always go up a ton in value because even if their stats are decent, the overall makes a huge difference, especially in something like Versatech. I mean, if you look at his stats, it's nothing too special. It's similar to a Maldini or someone like a ranked up Rudiger, but because he has that 94 rating, it's really crucial for some players. But not only that, with the new event, players that fill really important roles, like I was talking about with Mateus, Yaya Toure here at the holding midfield role is going to be in a ton of demand, which he is. So to summarize it all, the players that were relatively affordable before and that most people were able to get are now cooling off. They are still increasing in price, but not at a rapid pace, whereas the players that are really high rated or players that people couldn't purchase before are now taking off and probably will continue to do so for the next little while. And something I overlooked was the fact that we're not going to get another major promo for the next little bit. At least I don't think so, right? The new UCL event is out for another 48 days. We're getting these side events here and there, but we likely won't get tons of crazy new players in the next little bit, which is why I think most people are going and putting tons of their coins in the players that we currently have, because most people aren't worried that their players are going to be outdated in the near future. So that's very fair, and combine that with the fact that exchanges aren't giving out a lot, and I watched a bunch of pack openings yesterday and it looks like pack openings aren't giving out a lot. People are just now going to the market to pick up their players. But it's important to know that because there's now a new investment opportunity where we could pick up players that are really good in game that might be currently undervalued. Now, of course, figuring out if they're undervalued is the hard part, but with enough research and time, we could figure it out. Now, before I get into my newest investment, which has already made me millions of coins, I want to quickly talk about my previous investment that failed. So for those of you who may know, I bought a ton of 84 rated midfielders, hoping that they would go up in value with the new exchanges that dropped on Wednesday, but they didn't. They went up a bit. They did all right, but they didn't do what I was expecting. Now, funny enough, the players that did increase in price were the 84 overall defenders and attackers, which were needed for the exchanges. So if I just invested in a different position, it would have worked out better. But I think there's a few different reasons why the midfielders didn't work. And I think at the end of the day, it was 1, too many people were investing in them, and 2, midfielders are easier to pack. So those two things combined allowed for way more supply on the market, way more sell-off, and therefore their prices didn't increase. Now, I did actually sell off almost all of my 84 rated cards. As you can see, I don't have any more right now, and I sold them all off between 450 to 470,000 coins, and that was the right decision because now they're down to the mid 300s. For Perez, I took a 20,000 coin hit on each copy, and I had 100 copies, so I took a 2 million coin hit. And for Oyarzabal, I had over 200 copies. I sold 200 of them for a 10 to 15,000 coin hit per card, meaning that I lost about 2 to 3 million coins. So at the end of the day, I lost about 5 million coins, which I'm really not bothered by, but it was the right move at the time. So I finished off the investment, took the loss, and it's important to know that we're not always going to be right and always going to win. Sometimes we'll lose. We just got to cut our losses when we can. But freeing up those coins did allow me to invest in something new. And that new investment was a new strategy that I wanted to try out, and that is investing in players that relate to new players coming out. And what I mean by that is for the mystery signings event, we got the choice of getting either 87 rated right mid Diaby or McAllister. And my bet was that the vast majority of people were going to pick up Diaby. And if people were going to pick up Diaby and use them, which I think most free-to-play players would because he has a decent card, you would have to have a formation where there is a right mid to keep a decent rating. But that would also mean that you'd have to have a left mid. Now, because most people run a 4-3-3 or a 4-1-2-1-2, I saw the opportunity that most people would not likely have a left mid. So I actually went out onto the market and looked at who are the best left mids in the game. And I came up with Perez being the highest rated, but not necessarily the best card. And I looked through them all, and by far the best choice was Ginola. Ginola has 90 pace, 87 shooting, 87 passing, 88 dribbling, and 85 physical. His card is outrageous. Not to mention he has a 5-star weak foot, high medium work rates, and lane change as his skill move. His card is outrageous. So what I did was I picked up 5 copies at 8.9 million coins each, and I waited until the Diaby was claimable, which it was last night, and then a few hours after, his price increased. He's now up to about 11 million coins. I've seen some people trying to buy him for over 11 million coins, but I sold him a little bit early just to take the profit, and I sold him at 10.7. So for each of these copies, I'm going to get 9.6 million, which means I made just about 600 to 700,000 coins per card, meaning in total I made just over 3 million coins. And there you go, in total I'm going to claim another 40 million coins, so now we're back up to 207 million. So that was an easy few million coin profit. I also picked up Thierry Henry, who I don't think is doing incredibly well right now, but I saw him as a potential player that people are going to try to pick up because they're going to need a left mid or a left wing position. Let's check out his price, 18.7 million. I'm still technically losing coins with tax, but he is going up in demand. The other guy that I purchased, as I was talking about earlier, strikers are so important, is Puskás. I bought him for just under 21 million. He's now at 21.2, not really moving too much. Who knows how this works out, but I was checking out his stats, and I have him trained up, but he has base 95 shooting, which is crazy. I looked at every card in the game, and he has the best shooting in the entire game. So I tried him out. He's decent. He's not someone like R9 or Mbappe, but I thought might as well pick up a copy of him because if the market continues to go up over the next few days, he might be a great investment. And the final guy I thought about picking up some more copies of was Hullet, because he's by far the best center mid I've played with in the entire game. He could defend, he could hold possession, he could attack, he could do everything in the game. But like I showed earlier, he does have a ton of buy orders, so I'm not likely to get many more of him. So my plan for the next few days is to pick out some cards that I think are actually undervalued for how good they are in game, keeping in mind that most people are trying to level up their team, so they're not going to be picking up, for example, the 86 Bellingham, or he's not going to be in crazy demand. At least I don't think. Who knows? We'll see. But picking up someone like a 90 rated center mid that is 15-20 million coins that I think could go up a few million coins more. Those are things I'm looking at. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.